Why do we lie to ourselves without even realizing it? It might sound strange because lying usually feels like a conscious act, something we choose to do. But self-deception is different. It creeps into our minds quietly, almost invisibly, shaping the way we see reality without us even noticing. At its core, lying to ourselves is a form of protection. Our brains are wired to avoid pain, to shield us from truths that feel too heavy or too threatening. So when reality clashes with what we want to believe, our mind creates little stories, little justifications that make things easier to accept. It's not that we're deliberately fooling ourselves. It's more that we're trying to survive emotionally. Think about the times you've said, "It's fine, I'm okay," even when deep down you weren't. That's a small lie we tell ourselves because admitting the truth, that we're hurt, angry, or struggling, feels too uncomfortable. The mind wants stability. It wants to protect our self-image, to keep us feeling safe and in control, and so it edits reality just enough for us to keep going. Another reason we lie to ourselves is because of fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of change. If we admitted the whole truth, we might be forced to act, to make difficult choices, or to confront parts of ourselves we'd rather ignore. So instead, the mind gives us comforting illusions. It whispers, "I'll start tomorrow," or "It's not really my fault," or "This isn't such a big deal." And in those moments, those little lies feel like relief. But over time, they shape the way we live. We might stay in unhealthy relationships because we convince ourselves things will get better. We might avoid chasing our dreams because we insist the timing isn't right. We might even deny our own emotions, pretending to be strong when inside we're breaking. Self-deception also helps us maintain our identity. We all carry a story about who we are, what kind of person we believe ourselves to be. When reality doesn't fit that story, it feels threatening. So our brain smooths over the rough edges, bending the truth so that our self-image remains intact. If you see yourself as a good person, it's hard to admit when you've hurt someone. If you see yourself as disciplined, it's hard to admit when you've been lazy. So the mind creates excuses, tiny distortions of truth, that allow us to keep believing in the story of me. The fascinating part is that these lies aren't always conscious. We don't sit down and decide, "I'll deceive myself now." Instead, it happens in the background almost automatically as a defense mechanism. It's our brain's way of avoiding discomfort, of keeping us aligned with who we think we are. But here's the catch. While these lies protect us in the short term, they often trap us in the long term. They prevent us from growing, from facing reality, from truly healing. Because every time we deny the truth, we push the real problem deeper inside, and the more we push it away, the more power it gains over us. That's why awareness is so important. When we start noticing the little lies we tell ourselves, we begin to reclaim our freedom. We don't have to punish ourselves for lying. We all do it. It's part of being human. But we can practice catching it. We can pause and ask, am I being fully honest with myself right now? Or am I telling myself a story to feel safe? This simple question can open a door. It can help us see reality more clearly, even if it's uncomfortable at first. And when we face reality as it is, rather than how we wish it to be, we gain power. We gain the power to change, to grow, to move forward. Lying to ourselves is a natural part of the human experience. It's not about weakness. It's about survival. But the more aware we become of it, the less control it has over us. And in that awareness, we find something priceless: the courage to live in truth. Because at the end of the day, the truth, no matter how difficult, is always the foundation for real freedom. So the next time you catch yourself saying, "I'm fine," or "I'll do it tomorrow," pause for a moment. Look deeper. Ask yourself if that's your truth or just a lie your mind is telling to keep you comfortable. The answer might surprise you. And that surprise, that small moment of honesty, could be the beginning of real transformation.